ست من العائلة تتساعد.
يلا رادي.
Perfect. We're live on Facebook. Hello everyone on Facebook. This is Hussein Hashim and I have today Rabih and Hasan with me, and we're going to be talking about an important topic that really touches us in our community very well. So please tune in.
بتحكي دعاية ونفوت community.
Okay. قولي يلا. بحكي دعاية ونفوت community. طيب, no problem. You can watch it, you can listen to the show on Americana Radio 102.3 FM, or you can watch it live on Facebook on WhatsApp Media Network. And if you want to call in from Detroit, it's 313-769-6666, and from Windsor, Canada at 519-256-1023. We're gonna start the show. مستمعينا من راديو أمريكانا 102.3 FM، معكم حسين هاشم على الهواء مباشرة، وحلقة جديدة من برنامجنا Young Leading the Way. وموضوع كتير مهم. بتمنى منكم أنه تستمعوا لهيدي الحلقة اليوم وتشاركونا وتسمعوا أولادكم الحلقة كمان، تستمعوا أنتوا أولادكم الحلقة، لأنه القصة اللي بدنا نحكيها اليوم والموضوع اللي بدنا نطرحه اليوم هو موضوع كتير مهم. في بداية الحلقة خلينا نشكر السبونسرز تبع أمريكانا راديو اللي هن ميدوست ريسايكلينج، Luxury Home Furniture, Meridian Law Group, NJ Diamond, Holistic Natural Health, السلطان ريستورانت، وأخبار الساعة الواحدة First Star Collagen. موضوعنا اليوم هو بيتحدث عن موضوع تعاطي المخدرات، عن الادكشن، عن الادمان على المخدرات ومخاطره على المجتمع. اليوم بدنا نحكي مع شابين، ربيع درويش وحسن السيد، بدنا نتطرق لقصتهم مع المخدرات، طريقة الإدمان اللي هن كانوا فيها وكيف قدروا إنه يطلعوا من الإدمان. فمعنا شابين أنا بحييهم لأنه إجوا معنا على الراديو اليوم، بحييهم على الشغل اللي هن صاروا عم بيعملوه صار لهم سنتين ونص عم بيقوموا فيه بتوعية الجالية وتوعية شباب الجالية بالنسبة لموضوع الإدمان وبالنسبة لموضوع المخدرات. وهالشيء اللي عم بيقوموا فيه هو اليوم هو أول مرة بتصير أكشلي عندنا نحن بالجالية، إنه بيطلعوا شابين خصوصا عرب بيقولوا أنا كنت مدمن على المخدرات وأنا بدي ألهم للجالية شو هو المخدرات وشو هو مخاطر المخدرات وكيف فيكم تطلعوا من هيدي الآفة اللي بتقتلكم وعم تقتل كتير من شبابنا الموجودين هون بالجالية. أنا بحييهم كتير لربيع ولحسن، رح نتطرق لقصتهم هلأ بالحلقة، رح نفوت بالقصة كتير إن شاء الله، رح نضوي على المراحل اللي هن مرقوا فيها لحتى يوصلوا ويصيروا يشفوا من قصة الإدمان من المخدرات، وهن والعمل التوعوي اللي عم بيقوموا فيه هلأ حاليا بالجالية لتوعية الجالية وتوعية شباب الجالية عن مخاطر الإدمان، خصوصا خلال عملهم من مؤسسة سيف كواليشن. فرح نروح لإعلان كتير قصير وبدنا نرجع نحكي مع حسن وربيع.
مكتب ميريديان لو جروب للمحاماة وبإدارة المحامي المعروف طارق بيضون يضم أمهر المحامين المتخصصين بقضايا الحوادث، الإصابات الشخصية والقضايا العائلية وأيضا القضايا التجارية والعقارية. مكتب ميريديان لو جروب ربح قضايا عديدة وخاصة المتعلقة بضريبة الأملاك وتوفير أكثر من 50 مليون دولار لأصحاب العقارات. العنوان 19855 Outer Drive, Suite 104 West في مدينة ديوبا.
You can move it this way or Hassan. You should be fine to some extent. نزل هيدي شوي في مزبوط من بلد نزلها. Oh perfect. You're good now.
والتفوق هدف ميريديان.
That's good. Perfect now. All of you guys are on.
والآن أخبار
مستمعينا من راديو أمريكانا، بنعود لكم وحلقتنا اليوم مع ربيع وحسن من مؤسسة سيف. فبدنا رح فوت بالموضوع ده. حسن وربيع رح يتحدثوا شوي بالإنجليزي، أنا رح ترجم كل شيء اليوم صراحة لأنه الموضوع كتير مهم. So today our conversation will be in English. Thank you to everyone that's listening on Americana Radio 102.3 FM and on WhatsApp Media Network on Facebook. You can go to WhatsApp actually on Facebook and you can watch us live. You can see us and hear us at the same time. If you have a question from Detroit, you can call us at 313-769-6666 and from Windsor, Canada at 519-256-1023. Again, from Detroit is 313-769-6666. Anyone who have a question, anyone who has a comment, anybody who would like to be part of the show today, please feel free to call us and we'll be able to take your call. Rabih and Hasan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
No problem.
It's a pleasure.
Habibi. Thank you guys for accepting our invitation to be on the show. Thank you for your bravery actually to be on the show. That really means a lot to me and I know it's gonna mean a lot to many people in our community. Just if you guys can give us just a bit of a very quick background about who and what you do and who you are as a professional in life and educational life right now.
Okay, well, let me introduce myself first.
Sure.
My name is Rabih Darwish, and I'm a grateful recovering addict. I just want to, I want to thank God for giving me another day clean and sober in this world, and making me aware of the things that I take for granted in this life, and for the blessings that I have every day, because this is a gift, the gift of life, and I'm really grateful to be a part of it. And thank you guys for allowing us to come on this show and share something, an unprecedented event. This is amazing.
It is unprecedented.
And I'm just grateful that I can be a part of history today.
Yes.
And I can share my experience, strength, and hope. Now, you said you wanted a little background on, obviously I'm in recovery. I've been in recovery for 2.5 years now.
Okay.
And I'm grateful for that. I went to treatment 23 times. I've been to the hospital for overdoses 4 times, and have died 4 times and
Very cool.
revived.
I want to go back to this. Let me
Yeah.
just get to Hasan again so we can be on the same page all of us.
Hello, my name is Hasan. I'm also a grateful recovering addict. I also do like to thank God for having another day sober and clean. And I'm grateful for you guys to bring me on the show to share my strength experience and hope as well.
awesome. انا مثل ما قلت لكم رح ترجم دغري لانه كثير الموضوع مهم اليوم. فمعنا مثل ما قلنا حسن وربيع عم بيعرفوا عن حالهم. ربيع صار له 2.5 سنين موقف يتعاطى، هلا هو بالريكفري ان شاء الله. وحسن قد صار لك؟
سنة ونص.
حسن صار له 1.5 سنة موقف تعاطي المخدرات. بدنا هلا نفوت اكثر بالقصه تبعهم ونفوت هن كيف بلشوا يتعاطوا. رح يحكوا كمان مثل ما قلنا بالانجليزي وانا رح ترجم بالعربي. So Rabih, you said how many years were you a drug addict?
So I was in active addiction for about 15 to 16 years, from what I recall. And the first time the first substance I took was marijuana.
Okay.
And so I saw it at the age of 12, literally behind a gas station off of Schaefer, when I was in Laurie Middle School.
You were at Laurie?
Yes, and they
what
were
got
smoking
you?
marijuana. So what it was there was more of an attraction, the older people, it looked cool, I'm going to be honest with you. And then ultimately when I used the substance, it made me comfortable in my skin. So any insecurity that I had, I didn't have anymore.
Were you bullied or something?
No, so I was a little obese, but I was, an athlete. I played a lot of sports, but again, anything that I felt, very insecure about, that made it go away. And it made me feel really, really comfortable in my skin, and I wanted more.
Did your parents know at that age that you were taking marijuana?
No, they were not aware.
اوكي. حسن كان عمره 12 سنة لما بلش ياخذ marijuana. ربيع I'm sorry. كان هو يروح على لوري. تفضل ربيع.
I was 14, but I witnessed it for the first time when I was 12.
اوكي. لما كان عمره 12 سنة شاف عالم عم بيتعاطوا مخدرات، انتبه لهم. بس هو لما كان عمره 14 سنة بلش ياخذ marijuana، وكان هو وقتها بلوري ميدل سكول بهذاك الوقت، وانه خلته مثل انه ينسى الاشياء اللي هو ما عندك اياها. فاهمين كيف؟ عندنا حدا على التليفون؟ اوكي، عندنا اتصال على التليفون. تفضل، مين معنا؟ يا اهلا وسهلا. حسن كيف تسمع؟ شوي ليسمع.
حبيبي انتم تتحكون تنصحون الناس.
الله يخليك.
لازم اولادنا اولادهم يشوفون
تسمع؟
وين بيروحوا وين بيجوا، من عندهم صديق. لازم يمنعوهم من كل شيء. ما يصير يشربون حشيشه ولا مخدرات. هاي كلها اذيه حبيبي، اذيه. حتى السجاير
حجي انت عندك اولاد؟
الحمد لله عندي اولاد بيشربوا سيجاره.
اوكي، وانت كيف يعني علاقتك؟ بيخبروكي كل شيء؟ يا اهلا وسهلا. بيخبروكي كل شيء بيصير معهم الاولاد؟
اي صح يعني شغله انصح الناس اقول الى ابنكم عنده صديق لازم يشوفون صديقه منه.
مظبوط.
صديق منه، بنيه ولد لازم يشوفون حديد يشوفون صديقه منه، وين بده يروح وين بده يطلع. يعني اول ما جيت لكندا وصلت ولدي ثلاثه، قلت ديروا بالكم ينطيكم واحد حتى ينطيكم نفس لا تاخذوها دبوها في الزباله.
اوكي.
اي نعم.
بشكرك كثير حجي.
شكرا عزيزي.
الله يخليك، مشكور على اتصالك. عندنا كثير اتصالات فبنحاول قد ما فينا ناخذ اتصالات، وكمان بدنا نحاول قد ما فينا نسمع قصة ربيع وحسن لأنه كثير مهمة. مين معنا على التليفون؟ تفضل.
I just want to be anonymous, but I want to ask a question.
Go. Okay, go.
Recovering addict.
Go ahead.
I have a younger brother that I used to see. He was about maybe 10 years old.
Okay.
And I was walking the park and I noticed that his friends kept kind of pushing him to drugs. And if it wasn't for me there, I think he would have used the drugs.
Okay.
What can you do as somebody doesn't have a sibling? What can you possibly do to avoid having a kid use that kind of stuff? We're not with us 24/7. I have an age gap between 7 years old between me and my sibling.
Yeah.
What could people do? What programs could be have kids that kind of make them think that this is not the right way to go?
That's a great question, and we respect your your opinion to stay anonymous. We're gonna have Rabih and Hasan say something about it. Thank you for your call. Go ahead. Rabih.
Well, it starts with education, of course,
Okay.
Making the adults aware of what's going on and the fact that we are adults.
Yes.
You know, and the kids are not in control of the situation,
No.
right? And it seems like there's been a disconnect that as if the kids are in control. But it starts with education and making people aware of what's going on, and then educating the youth. But ultimately, by us sharing our stories,
مظبوط.
we can show people what can happen.
هذا
This is a result.
هذا اللي عم
That's how we
تعملوه.
educate.
هذا اللي عم تعملوه اليوم. It's very important.
Absolutely.
Going on to the radio, and like you said, it is historic actually, because that is the first time that somebody, and especially as an Arab American, goes out on the radio or on a media outlet that says, I wasn't a drug addict and I recovered and I want people to hear my story. That's very important. هيدا كتير مهم اللي عم بيصير اليوم. مثل ما قال ربيع، هيدا شغله تاريخيه، لانه اول مره واحد عربي بيطلع على راديو او على ميديا اوتلت بيقول انا كنت اتعاطى، هيدي قصتي، هيدي قصتي انا شكيفتها كيف صارت معي، وبدي الشباب ينتبهوا لهذا الموضوع لحتى ما يفوتوا بهيدي
And I
الشغله.
survived.
الحمد لله. Okay. Hassan, Rabih was at 14 when he started marijuana. When did you start?
Well, I had my first experience with marijuana as well. I was still in high school at the age of 16.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
I tried marijuana for the very first time.
Okay.
Because like you said, it was an attraction. Everyone was doing it.
Okay.
And my first experience wasn't a good experience.
Where did you guys buy the marijuana from?
Detroit.
Detroit.
Yeah.
Is it like easy to buy it?
It's very easy. You can just walk across the street. Yeah.
Doesn't matter what your
Yeah,
age
but
is.
then ultimately we started finding people that were selling it in the city of Dearborn. It's very normal. Yeah.
Okay. So بلشوا أول شيء يشتروا، أنا سهل إنه تشتري من ديترويت، بس كمان في أشخاص بعدين صاروا يبيعوا هون بديربون بيعطوهم marijuana.
Yeah, because we weren't probably aware of it at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
اجينا اتصال تحت الهواء بدي اقوله انا عشان نوعي العالم بالنسبه لهذا الموضوع. Mother is worried about her 17 years old from his 23 years old brother. So خيو اللي عمره 23 سنه عم يتعاطى. Okay. So she's saying how can she protect her son from his older son? Should she call the cops or something?
It is so.
So her younger son is 17 years old. Her older son is 23 years old, and he's addicted basically.
Right.
How can she protect her younger son from her older son?
Well, that's by getting her older son some help.
Okay.
Or by not enabling the older son and saying that like if you're gonna do this, then we're no longer gonna help you.
Okay.
That's the only way. Unfortunately, it can be dealt with.
في وحدة اتصلت فينا تحت الهواء عم بتقول انه عندها ابن عمره 23 سنة بيتعاطى، وعندها ابن الثاني عمره 17 سنة ما بيتعاطى، خايفين على ابنها اللي عمره 17 سنة من اللي عمره 23 سنة. فعم تسأل حسن وربيع كيف فيها انه تحمي ابنها اللي عمره 17 سنة. حسن قال لها انه لازم تقدموا المساعدة لابنك اللي عمره 23 سنة لحتى ينشفي من هذا الموضوع. وانا في كتير مؤسسات من المؤسسه اللي هن حسن وربيع بيشتغلوا فيها اسمها مؤسسه سيف، نحن بنلقي الضوء عليها لانه عم بيقوموا بشغلات كتير مهمه هون بالجاليه. رح نعطي شو رقم التليفون للسيف اذا بدهم يتواصلوا مع مؤسسه سيف.
So I'll give them my number. How
Okay,
about that?
go ahead.
It's,
That's even better.
So for that lady that's
Yeah.
has a 23-year-old and
Yes.
a 17-year-old child. So my number is 734 778 4308. Again, that's 734 778 4308.
اوكي، هيدا رقم ربيع اعطاكم اياه على على الراديو. اذا حدا عنده ابنه او بنته او اخته او حيلا واحد عم يتعاطى وبدكم مساعده، اتصلوا بربيع. وربيع هو بيشتغل مع مؤسسه سيف. رقم التليفون هو 734 778 4308. So the number for Rabih is 734 778 4308. So we started with marijuana and we went to something else. Okay.
Yeah.
How did we do that switch?
So obviously we introduced the substance into our lives, right? And then comes along with the lifestyle, women, and girls, and other things. And obviously there was an influence with the music we listened to, the movies that we watched. So ultimately these people became like something we idolized in a sense, right? And of course associated with marijuana, there's alcohol. And going out to clubs and whatnot, and that was attractive, very attractive, and that was something that we liked. And then, of course, starting to drink alcohol, it was even more comfortable now.
Yeah. How about you, Hasan?
Yeah, the same thing actually. We were like practically the same generation, going out to clubs, drinking alcohol, and just seeing people do it, and just what was cool.
That was a good thing to do.
It was very attractive, and just not having that guidance out there.
So just I can translate this. So what made them هلا هن بلشوا بمروانة وراحوا على اشياء ثانيه، رح نحكي هن شو هن الدراجز اللي راحوا عليها الثانيين، بس اللي خلاهم يفوتوا بهذا الموضوع اكثر واكثر ويضلون يتعاطوا هو الافلام اللي كانوا يحضروها، الموسيقى اللي كانوا يسمعوها، الجو اللي كانوا هن موجودين حده، البنات والالكوهول وهيك شغلات. فكله هيدا كله بيأثر وكله بيخليك انه تضليك بهيدا الجو. So we started marijuana, we went into heroine probably.
No, alcohol first.
Alcohol first, and then after alcohol.
Yeah, so at that time, I guess you can say it was manageable. I was still, I graduated from high school.
Okay.
I was an athlete, and then I went on to college. But so what happened was I acquired a knee injury.
Okay.
And which required surgery, and then I was prescribed Vicodin, and then once that was introduced to my system, it was over. Because
there's so many people that takes Vicodin, and
right.
you hear that they are now addicted to Vicodin, and then now from Vicodin they went to other drugs.
Right. So
why do they still prescribe Vicodin if you're gonna get addicted to it that much?
Why do they prescribe it? Well, I mean,
why do they keep prescribing it? Because I've seen so many cases of people, they started with Vicodin, and because of Vicodin they're now addicted and they have like other drugs that they take.
Well, so I was put on Vicodin for a year. What phone? Yeah. So I was on Vicodin for 1 year, and then when I was taken off abruptly, right?
Okay.
And I got sick. I got really sick. I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know anything about addiction. Is that your phone? So what happened was when I went back to the doctors, I said, "Doctor, why am I so sick? I'm not getting any better." He said, "You're addicted." I said, "Well, what do I do about it?" My parents suggested to take me to Lebanon, right?
Okay.
But he said, "No. Well, let's put him on Suboxone."
So your parents knew at that time that you were addicted to some kind of substance?
They just knew there was a problem.
Okay.
And they wanted to help me out.
Okay.
Okay. And all they knew was to get us to Lebanon. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. It's my own phone.
Yeah, I don't know what that sound is, but
we'll try to. My phone. وشلناهم كلهم من التليفونات. سكبيناهم مش turn it off. Hello, turn it off.
Okay.
Sorry, Rabih.
But I'm going to give you a little brief history on opioids. In 1998, Purdue University came out with a paragraph study on oxycodone that it wasn't addictive. However, as opposed to that, there was miles and miles of literature on how addictive oxycodone was, but they ran with the one paragraph, and then doctors started prescribing in the loads.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because of that paragraph
that paragraph, yeah, it's
research
even a documentary. I saw it in a documentary.
Wow.
Yeah, and they ran with it.
So اهل ربيع لما عرفوا انه هو في شيء مشكله بعد ما عمل عمليه لاجره قالوا انه خلينا ناخده على لبنان وقتها مش هيك؟ ما رحت على لبنان انت مش هيك؟ You stayed here.
I stayed.
Okay. And what happened after?
So I was addicted to Suboxone for about 2 years.
Suboxone.
Yeah, and the withdrawal from that is about 50 days. It's horrible. It's so I'll describe to you what a withdrawal symptom is. Restless leg syndrome, knee joint pain, spinal pain, diarrhea, nausea, throwing up, watery eyes, constant runny nose, pain in the teeth, pain in the frontal lobe. It feels like there's a hammer going down your spine. And it's horrible. It's terrible. And your fingers are numb and cold, and then you get hot flashes, cold flashes, and you're willing to do whatever it takes. And then I started stealing because
So because of that withdrawal, you started doing what?
Whatever it took to do.
Whatever it
and
took
if
just
I
to
ran
get
out
you.
of money, I was going to steal. I was going to rob. Yeah, I was going to do whatever it took. Yeah, absolutely.
Let me take this call, بس I want to ترجم. I think this is from this mic. تفضل مين معنا على الخط؟
يسعد مساك ومعك نسيبة.
يا أهلا وسهلا عفاف تفضلي.
How are you? I'm gonna talk in English and translate to Arabic.
Go ahead.
First of all, welcome, and I really appreciate both of you for being on the show and being brave enough to come and share your stories. Just to make a small correction for Hussein, we did have before last year an individual who is over 45 years old who came to the show and also talked about his drug issue and he was addicted to. So just to make that correction. Also, I appreciate people who are calling and they're asking what shall they do. Since the show is all about talking and sharing the story about the journey of addiction and being treated, if they have any further questions, they need any help, please share the phone number so they can talk privately with because sometimes we don't know the whole story, so it's better not to give any consultation on air, just give the phone number where they can reach you or reach anyone for safe. And I truly appreciate what you're doing because I did attend a couple sessions for safe and you guys are doing a great job, so they can call and they can talk and they can share the story and they can get the proper consultation. Lastly, I want to say that I was reading an article 2 weeks ago, and due to the high rate of suicide and addiction with opioids or drugs, the middle age is going to be gone soon. We are no longer going to have enough like middle age, which is like 20s or like up to 30s, because we are losing our children due to drugs. So we have to be careful about that. So thank you for being on the show. Thank you for the awareness, for being brave enough and talking about your stories. I'm going to talk to you in Arabic very quick, so understand the half of the translation.
يلا احنا ما نقتلش الحلقة إذا فيك على السريع عفاف يلا.
اوكي شكرا طبعا لشكركم موجودين معنا اليوم بالحلقة على وجودهم معنا وعلى شجاعتهم انه يفتحوا قصتهم مع المخدرات والعلاج. طبعا فقط حلو كان معنا الاسبوع الماضي كمان شاب لبناني فوق ال 40 سنة طلعوا شاب كمان بقصته حول ايضا تعاطي المخدرات والعلاج بالنم. السيدة يلي اتصلت طبعا كيف ممكن تحل مشكلتها بالنسبة لابنها. الرجاء انه يبعثها رقم تليفون البيت تربط مع احد المتخصصين يشوف بالضبط حتى يقدر يساعدوها. وتقرير قرأت انه المعدل الاعمار رح تختفي بسبب الاطفال والشباب عم يموتوا من الانتحار والمخدرات. So thank you so much and you guys are doing great and I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
خلينا نرجع لموضوعنا ربيع وحسن. حسن, let's hear more from you. I know Rabih, he had to do a knee injury and then he was put on some drugs, and because of that and the withdrawals he had to basically do anything it takes to basically.
So for me, time went on. I was experimenting. Nothing really stuck for me. Just living life. As I got older, I acquired a real bad back injury.
Okay.
So I did the whole process, the MRI, the physical therapy, and it was very bad to a point where I needed a walker. I couldn't even walk.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I go to a doctor, and also, you know, prescribes me Vicodins and Somas, you know, and the combination of both is like a synthetic heroin, practically,
Wow.
you know. So, you know, I'm taking them, and I'm constant in pain, and I'm doing physical therapy, but, you know, I'm not working out or nothing because I don't know how to fix myself. All I
Okay.
knew how to do was work, and then just like come home and take pills, just so I can get some kind of relief. So as time went on, you know, I built a tolerance, and where I needed more and more and more. So I go back to the doctor, tell him, okay, you know what, this is not working out for me. So they'll prescribe me Percocets. You know, it went up to a point where I was taking Oxycontin. So I'll go into work, and I'm
And
on
that's prescribed by the doctor.
Of course, yeah. So it's prescribed by a doctor, and you know, at the time where I built this tolerance, I'm taking them like, you know, candy. So it's really not doing nothing for me. The thing is, you know, now what I know now is like really when you're on some kind of painkiller, you're not supposed to be on it for, you know, more than 10 days.
But I mean, you're going to a doctor. The doctor didn't know that, you know, he's not supposed to give you that
well,
much.
I mean, you know, they're looking at my MRIs and it looks real bad, you know, and I wasn't educated as far as, you know, hey, you need to work out, strengthen your core, do stretches, and I'm trying everything, you know, and it was just real bad. I just couldn't deal with the pain. And, you know, as time progressed, you know, it just started getting worse and worse for me.
واو. سو حسن صار يصير معه وجع بظهره من ورا كتير قوي. عملت عملية شي حسن؟ did you do عملية؟
لا ما عملت عملية. I didn't need. They said that I could do surgery, but what I started doing is working out, and I started feeling better.
اوكي. سو راح عند الدكتور وصف له ادويه بين كيلر عشان الوجع اللي كان عم بيصير له على ظهره من ورا. بس الادويه اللي وصف له اياها الدكتور الكومبينيشن، يعني الخلطه هول الدوايين مع بعض بيساووا تقريبا سنتاتيك هيروين، يعني كانك عم تاخذ هيروين. فحسن صار ياخذهم لهودي الادويه بشكل اب نورمال، يعني صار ياخذهم كانهم كاندي، يعني كان عم ياكل حلو. فهيدا من هون حسن بلش انه يصير يتعلق بهيدي الدراجز اكثر واكثر. رح نكمل مع قصه حسن ومع قصه ربيع، بس خلونا ناخذ بريك كتير قصير وبنرجع لكم بحلقتنا. Hello everyone on Facebook. Make sure if you have any question or any comment for Rabih or Hasan, write it on the comment box, and we'll make sure to basically ask it for Hasan and for Rabih. Thank you for watching, and you can call to the studio if you have any question, and I'm gonna put the numbers up right now so you guys can see which numbers you can call.
أسباب كثيرة تضيع فيها فلذات إدمانهم. من المسؤول؟ أطفالنا أولاً. بركة أمل تطلقها مجلة وإذاعة أمريكا في تغطيات ولقاءات مباشرة على الهواء لإيجاد الطرق والحلول لمشاكل أبنائنا. إذا كانت لديك مشكلة اتصل الآن على الرقم 313-638-0813 وسوف يتم التعامل مع المشكلة وإيجاد الحلول لها مع الحفاظ على سرية هوية المتصل. أطفالنا أولاً فلا تضيعوا المستقبل.
4949.
Okay, then the suicide hotline is 1-800.
مجوهرات انجي دايموندز لصاحبها ابن الجالية وخبير مجوهرات السيد زهير عبد الحق، خبرة أكثر من 20 عاما وGIA Graduate Gemologist. تشكيلة كبيرة وجديدة من الذهب والمجوهرات عيار 18 21 كرات.
اسمه هو أول واحد
انجي دايموندز في مدينة ديوبون.
Detroit Wayne Mental Health. So just ask me and
رقم التليفون 333-582-7888. لا تكتمل أناقتك سيدتي إلا مع مجوهرات انجي دايموندز.
مستمعينا من راديو أمريكانا، بنعود لكم بحلقتنا اليوم مع ربيع وحسن، والحديث عن الادمان، عن المخدرات وطريقة الادمان وطريقة الوصول للعلاج بعد المخاطر كتير اللي هن مرقوا فيها. عم نضوي نحن على المراحل اللي هن مرقوا فيها حسن وربيع. بلشنا بالمراحل الأولى منها وكيف انتقلوا. هلا صرنا بالمرحلة عن now we're taking Suboxone.
So yeah, so after Suboxone, obviously I went in the streets. I started selling drugs. Okay?
You started selling yourself?
Yeah, so that way
you can make some money so you can buy.
Of course, yeah, and I made a lot of money.
You did?
A lot of money, yeah.
Okay.
And obviously I was able to supplement with that, and then I grew a big appetite for a large habit, which included Vicodin, Xanax, and Somas. Heroin didn't come till later because obviously they were really cheap at the time.
They were cheap?
They were cheap at
Wow.
one point, yeah. Because I guess the epidemic wasn't in full fledged yet, and there wasn't a high demand, basic economics.
Okay.
Yeah, so for a long time I had taken it, and I was able to, I guess...
Was it easy to sell it, Rabih? Let me put it this way.
Extremely easy.
Extremely
I'll
easy.
give you an example.
How did you used to sell it?
I'm going to give you a nice example when I really... At one point, I'm going to be honest with you, I thought everyone was on drugs. Like everyone. Look, I thought everything that everyone did involved drugs. So when I see somebody on stage that did a speech, I was like, okay, that's got to be Xanax. There's no way, right? But, so I was on Warren and Schaefer, okay? I had an Adderall in my pocket. I dropped it, okay? There was about 10 people in line. I dropped the Adderall. Everybody saw it, and everyone in the line was asking me to buy it from me. Everyone. Even the clerk. So it didn't make it. I was blown away, and I was like, wow, everybody's on drugs. There wasn't any human. I mean, it was in all conversations. So this disease does not discriminate. But here's ultimately what it is. So say you and I we were to take drugs, okay, and we were to take the same amount of drugs,
okay,
all right. When you're not the addict, okay, you're abusing it. You're able to stop. You're able to put it down and say, you know what, I'll continue next weekend. For me, I can't. See, the thing is, my brain will no longer reproduce dopamine. Okay, your brain will replenish itself. My brain does not, because what it is it's an overflow of dopamine, and then it just shuts down. And then guess what? It won't produce it. It'll take a while for me to heal and then reproduce all those things. But what happens is, if I don't take it, depression kicks in, suicidal thoughts, and then I get sick.
So practically, we need it just to feel normal.
So to feel normal, you need to take the
drugs. Take the drugs, yes.
Okay. Rabih, you said you used to sell it, and it used to be very easy to sell it. Yani where did you go to sell it?
Everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. Everywhere.
And like for an example, in Detroit, you have your older from the Hajjis, anybody, even the Hajjis were selling their prescription to drug dealers.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like that. It is.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys still think it is the same way?
Yeah, why would it have changed? Why would it change? Because some people think that I need to sell drugs in order to survive. Obviously, but it's not their fault,
بس عم بتقول إنه في ناس محجبين كانوا يبيعوا الميديكيشن تبعهم؟
Yeah,
they knew there was money into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of money.
Right now, the pill value is what, like $6?
No, it's almost at $8.
Really?
Which one? The Vicodin?
Yeah,
the Vicodin. So an average person that's an addict needs at least 10 to 20 pills a day.
بالنهار بدك 10 حبات.
So that's like $160 a day just to support your habit, just to feel normal.
That's why we have a rise in heroin use, and then fentanyl kicks in, and then that's why you have this lot of death.
نقطة كتير مهمة. ربيع اللي كان عم يحكي إنه كان هو وصل لمرحلة إنه صار يبيع actually المخدرات. شو كنت تبيع ربيع؟
Well, I sold ecstasy, and then I would buy the opiates.
Wow.
Yeah.
فكنت عم بيقول إنه تبيع سهل كتير إنه تبيع. يعني عم بيقول بقى مرة صارت معه حادثة على وورن شيفر، هيدي بنص ديربون يعني. وقعت منه الادرال اللي كانت معه، كان في شي 10 واقفين باللاين بالواحد، كلهم سالوه اذا فيهم يشتروا منها للوحده. وغير هيك عم بيقول انه في اشخاص كانوا محجبين عم بياخذوا ادويه مثل فايكودون هيك يجوا يبيعون، يعني فاهمين كيف؟ لهود الادويه ويبيعوا الحبه ب$6 او هلا الحبه ب$2.
I mean when I was
بس انه example يعني والواحد اللي هو على المخدرات بده اتليست 10 حبات ل 12 حبه بالنهار. Okay, فهيدا هو اللي صار. Hassan, did you sell drugs?
No, I did not sell it.
Okay.
But like I'd go to the doctor and just get like Xanax because I wasn't taking Xanax at the time.
Okay.
I'd sell it to buy Vicodin or whatever.
Were you caught at any point in selling or taking?
No.
No,
I didn't have that. I wasn't fortunate enough to get caught. Yeah, so the nightmare can end. You want to get caught, but...
And you stayed for 16 years doing that stuff?
Yeah, about 16 years. Obviously, after a while, when it became too expensive, I started using heroin.
Because heroin is cheap?
It's 10 times cheaper. So I'll give you an example. when you have $150 to $200 habit in pills, even more, and it's unaffordable. I mean, it's more expensive than cocaine.
Okay.
And
how much is
bag.
cocaine? How like for example?
So an 8-ball would be like $150 for.
Compared to heroin, how much?
Heroin? It's one bag is $10.
So 10 compared to 150.
Well, no, like.
So like.
I'll give you an example. Well, we're not gonna match cocaine because people don't transfer from cocaine to heroin.
Okay.
But for the opiates, so let's just say something that would get me high that would cost me $60 to $70.
Okay.
I can get high for $10. Right? Why not?
And I want to make it clear. It's easy to buy. I want to make it clear. It's easy to buy.
It's very easy. Yeah. It's extremely easy.
You also don't know what you're buying because they cut it with fentanyl. They cut it with a whole bunch of other
it's
garbage
everywhere.
that can kill you.
It's everywhere.
And
it's really cheap to produce the fentanyl.
Okay.
The cartel, the Mexican cartel, and they flooded it into our streets. And literally a pin drop, you can overdose.
Overdose on a pin drop.
Yeah. And the thing is that the fentanyl is so powerful that the high is I can't even describe it to you how powerful it is if you actually feel it. But obviously you overdose.
Rabih, how many times you overdosed?
4 on record.
4
probably a lot more. I don't recall, but can I give you an
Please,
example of a?
Go ahead.
So this is
the mic is yours.
So look, I love my family, right? And obviously, we're doing this to remove the stigma and to help the still sick and suffering that's out there, to give them hope.
Okay.
But I have to say what I'm about to share with you. So I looked at my watch. It was at 11:52. I was going with a friend. Okay. We were going to get pills. We were going to watch a game at my house. Okay. So I had $300 in my pocket. Okay. And we go get $300 in pills. So what I did at that time, and it was a really bad habit. So I took 10 pills of Vicodin, 8 pills of Vicodin, 8 pills of Somas, and 4 bars of Xanax. That was 1 dose. What I did was 10 minutes later, I took the same dose because I forgot. So by the time I got to my house, I took 1 step and I collapsed. And now I had overdosed in front of my neighbors, in front of everybody. And what they did is they picked me up, they smashed into the house, and my mom was there, my nephews were there, my brothers, so everyone witnessed it, and the person that was with me ended up overdosing.
Come on.
Yeah. And I can recall waking up at night and not knowing what was going on, and my mom was telling me, and I felt so guilty, so much guilt and shame. I remember going in the bathroom and looking at myself in the mirror. I did not like the person I was looking at, right? And I took, I had more pills in my pocket, so I took them all. Because I wanted to end my life, yeah.
Oh, you wanted to kill yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Because a lot of, I just,
a lot of shame.
I overdosed in front of my nephew. He idolized, he looked up to me,
ربيع عم بيحكي حادثة معه صارت لما كان يتعاطى. كانوا بدهم يحضروا جيم فوتبول عندهم بالبيت، راحوا اشتروا $300 حبوب فايكودين ومخدرات تانيين. اخذ اول دوز، اخذ 10 حبات و6 حبات، وبعتقد اخذ زاينكس معهم. بعد 10 دقائق نسي انه اخذ نفس الدوز. فاول ما وصل على البيت بده يفوت على البيت قدام اهله والجيران وقع بالارض لانه بسبب الاوفر دوز تبعه، ورفيقه اللي كمان معه كمان وقع بسبب الاوفر دوز. فربيع بهي الحاله من ورا انه اهله شافوه، جيرانه شافوه. بعد لما فاق من الاوفر دوز فات على الحمام وطلع بحاله، تضايق من حاله كتير. اخذت رجعت البلز ربيع انت؟ كله. رجع اخذ البلز كلها اللي كانت معه، لانه حاول انه يقتل حاله، لانه ما حب اللي صار معه، تضايق كتير من اللي صار معه. حسن، صار معك اوفر دوز انت؟
With me it was countless numbers of times. I overdosed a lot. And so I'm gonna fast forward.
Yes,
so
please.
I'd be clean for a number of months or maybe even a year, and I'd relapse. Clean, relapse, back forth, and I didn't know why. So my last episode was, and I had gotten a lot of operating while impaired. It's like a DUI. So I've gotten like 3 of them, and I lost my license. So now. My last episode was I was on pills and I'm driving down Southfield, again with no license, and I was just high at the moment. All I remember is speeding. So someone cut me off, and I went right into the wall. Thank God no one got injured.
Wow.
So what happened is I was on life support that day, and I wasn't breathing. They had to revive me back, and that's all I remember is like coming in and out of it. And then just to show you how a sick addict mind thinks is as soon as I woke up that same day and I was able to breathe on my own, I checked myself against, medical advice. I was like, I want to go home, I want to go home.
Okay.
So I went home and I got high that same day. Why? Because I don't have that rational thinking.
Yeah.
This is all I knew. This is what normal was for me, was to get high, work and get high. And at that point, I've lost so much weight, and it's come to, I've come to a point where I don't know what to do.
اوكي خلينا بس ناخذ اخر بريك لحتى نخلص اخر 5 دقائق نستفيد منهم. سو بريك قصير وبنرجع لكم لقلبنا بحلقتنا اليوم.
آخر بريك.
السيد إيد هاشم وخبرة أكثر من 35 سنة
We're not even into recovery yet.
كوسيلة للحفاظ على جمالية البيئة. سايكلينج منحت العديد من التبرعات لمؤسسات خيرية فاقت $9 مليون على مدى السنوات
العنوان
بدي أحكي عن very briefly عن هودي بس ولادهم يموتوا بالدرجة بيقولوا ماتوا بحادث
خدمة
بيك اب لجميع الملابس والأحذية المستعملة وأدوات مطبخ فوق 100 باوند من خلال الاتصال على الرقم 313-254-9106 مع ميدوست سايكلينج.
اوكي بدنا نكمل حلقتنا. بدي احاول قد ما فينا بدنا حسن اذا بدك تكمل القصه عشان
Yeah, so I didn't know what to do at that time. So alhamdulillah, I turned to rehab. I went into rehab as an inpatient because I really wanted this, for me. I wanted to live. I got out of rehab. I went to a 3-quarter housing, living a structured living. I met Rabih. I started working at Hype Athletics. I joined the Safe Coalition, and it was an amazing thing, helping others.
بس بدي اقول ترجم اللي قاله ربيع فيري كويكلي لانه بدي امين حسن لانه كثير مهم. حسن كان عامل اوفر دوز سيء على ساوث فيلد بلا لايسن لانه اللايسن اوريدي متاخد منه بسبب العدد المرات اللي لقطوه هو عم بيسوق بالاوفر دوز. عمل حادث كان اولموست منه عم بيتنفس لما اخذوه على المستشفى بنفس النهار لانه كان عنده العقل تبع الادكت المدمن بده يروح على البيت. بنفس النهار كمان رجع عمل دراجز وطلع اوفر دوز. بس الحمد لله قرر انه هو خلص ما عادش بده يعمل هالشغلات. راح على الريكفري. هلا بيشتغل بهايب بيشتغل مع سيف وبيوعي عالم تانيين عن مخاطر هالشغله. ربيع انا بدي اسالك كنا نتحدث انا وياك عن هذا الموضوع قبل ما نفوت على الحلقه. قلت لك انا بعرف حدا قرايبنا مات. رحنا على العزاء اهله بيقولوا بنعرف انه مات نحن من الدراجز من المخدرات. رحنا على العزاء اهله قالوا انه ابننا مات بحادث سير. ليه لحد هلا نحن العرب بشكل عام العرب سوري من هالكلمه انه when somebody dies from drugs we try to find other excuses. والله he died from accident, he died ما بعرف شو. What is it?
So obviously there is a stigma against suffering with this addiction. And it's not a respected disease. I didn't respect it for a long time.
Okay.
I wouldn't acknowledge it as a disease, but I was told something really profound by a sponsor.
Go ahead.
He told me, we had a month in December. A lot of people dying in recovery, and he told me, he said, we had a real close friend of mine that died, and then he said to me, I told him I'm going through 1, 2, 3, and he said, some people need to die for others to live. Okay.
Yeah.
He said that some people need to die for others to live, and I could not believe that. Like I said, what do you mean? How? What do you mean? He said, look, some people die. So if nobody finds out how they died, then we can't save the others. If we keep this a secret, then nobody will ever know what's going on because our generation got killed. Our generation got destroyed by this disease, right? And if nobody finds a solution, right? Then it's going to be a problem, and that's why نحن alhamdulillah we're a part of the solution and not the problem anymore. Safe, of course.
ربيع بس لحتى دغري عن ربيع لانه عندي كم شغله. ربيع راح على الفاسيلتي تريتمنت 23 مره. فات على الامرجنسي روم 4 مرات بسبب الاوفر دوز. 4 مرات اعلنوا انه هو مات توفى. بس الحمد لله الله رجع عطاه تشانس ثاني. ربيع وحسن اثنيناتهم راحوا على الحج. صاروا حجاج فمبروك الحج اثنيناتكم. Thank you for doing what you do. I know ما عادش عندنا وقت كتير. بدي أقول لكم أنا في رقم الديترويت منتل هيلث، ديترويت وين منتل هيلث. هيدا إذا حدا عنده addiction هو الرقم 1-800 يعني 1-800-241-4949. الواحد اللي بيتعاطى على طول بيفكر إنه ينتحر ويعمل سويسايد. فإذا بتعرفوا حدا بده يعمل سويسايد أو عم يفكر أو هو بديبريشن أو عنده شيء حالة من هالحالة، الرقم للسويسايد هوت لاين هو 1-800-273-8255. هودي الأرقام رح حطهم أنا على واتساب ميديا نتورك على الصفحة تبعنا لتشوفوا شو هني الأرقام. هودي إذا حدا عندكم سيف كواليشن عندهم ايفنت اتس كومينج اب فيري سون. كتير مهم انه ندعم هيدي المؤسسه اللي عم بتقوم بهيدي الشغلات. انا شفت من يومين حاطين صوره عم بيحتفلوا بشاب اسمه جمال صار له سنه موقف الادكشن. فهيدي كتير مهمه. انا حسن وربيع بدي اتشكركم. تفضل.
October 26 is the second annual dinner.
اوكي رح حط كمان الفلاير عنا على الصفحه ورح حط في رقم الفون نمبر تبع سيف. بدي اتشكر حسن عبد الله، بدي اتشكر سيف، بدي اتشكر ربيع درويش، بدي اتشكر حسن السيد. كلكم ذوق لانكم جيتوا معنا. كان معكم حسين هاشم. الى ان نلتقي الجمعه الجايه. شكرا لكم. Thank you everyone on Facebook. This is Hassan. We had an amazing show today. We didn't have enough time, so for sure we're gonna bring them again. No, they're coming back so we can talk more about the recovery, about the treatment, about where to go to receive treatment. I promise you guys we're gonna do a live show on Facebook by next week, so we can talk about the treatment, the recovery and everything, and what are the options that are available for you to basically use so you can recover from addiction. This is Hassan Hashim and thank you for watching the show.
أجمل الأوقات مع أطفالك يلي بيعيشوا تجربة رائعة مع الموسيقى بحفل موسيقى.